My name is Robert Williams, and I serve as the Executive Director of the New York State Gaming Commission. Thank you for the opportunity to address this conference. For those of you who aren't familiar with the Gaming Commission, we came into existence in February 2013 as a result of the merger between the Division of the Lottery and the Racing and Wagering Board. From our founding, the Commission has strived to be responsible in both our approach to gaming regulation and as a gaming provider as we operate the state lottery. Our former and current chairmen, Mark Guerin and Barry Sample, have focused on responsible gambling from the start. They have provided the leadership to ensure that we develop and implement a comprehensive statewide approach to responsible gaming. We identified three important components to our approach: provide education and increase consumer awareness, being responsible in our provision of gaming opportunities, and to do what we can to support services and resources. We have endeavored to integrate these components into our daily practices. One of the initial actions of the newly formed commission was to establish a better relationship between us, the regulator, or in the case of the lottery, the operator, and the two major statewide entities that support the address of problem gambling, the Office of Addiction Supports and Services and the New York Council on Problem Gambling. From these initial meetings arose the Responsible Play Partnership, a group developed to address a variety of issues surrounding problem gambling. For gaming venues, this includes undertaking proper outreach measures in addition to ensuring that they comply with all rules and regulations. For us, this includes an ongoing reevaluation of self-exclusion policies and further consideration of the best ways to advance New York's long-term commitment to prevent and treat problem gambling. As to commission actions, when the commercial casino development arose, the Commission conducted a problem gambling forum to gather facts from experts, understand approaches, and consider best practices. Additionally, we worked to get a dedicated problem gambling funding stream included in the legislation that established a commercial gambling, to include responsible gaming elements in the commercial casino evaluation process, and then adopted a comprehensive regulatory package addressing responsible gaming plans for commercial casinos. The state doesn't readily publicize the problem gambling funding revenues driven by these legislative efforts. But since commencement of commercial gambling, a total of $14.8 million has been driven to problem gambling through both a device fee assessment and through collection of fines and penalties imposed on the facilities. Since we gathered last year, the Commission has remained committed to our addressing problem gambling. We have continued to incorporate responsible gaming into our daily operations across all divisions by developing a year-round plan to market responsible gaming in concert with our operations. We've sharpened focus on underage gambling and planned a rebranding of our identification materials with an 18+ ID required campaign to educate retailers and consumers about the law, which criminally prohibits the sale of lottery products for those under the age of 18. And we have maintained our commitment to Problem Gambling Awareness Month, Responsible Gaming Education Week, and Gambling Disorder Screening Day. I'd like to touch upon a few of these. As mentioned, the Commission has adopted a year-round responsible gaming marketing plan. This integrated plan recognizes the responsibility associated with buying and selling and marketing the state lottery as a age-restricted entertainment product. What does this mean? Between November and December, our lottery marketing staff will focus on gifting responsibility messaging with the goal of educating adults on the risks associated with youth gambling and a retail component that provides education engagement. In January and February, we will turn to responsible play and actively promote responsible gaming principles and increase focus on the availability of self-help tools and resources. In March, the Commission will join our colleagues around the country in highlighting Problem Gambling Awareness Month. In April and May, lottery marketing will focus on selling responsibly, pushing to retailers the talking points and incentives they need to undertake an active role in helping their customers make informed decisions about gifting lottery tickets. In July and August, We will increase our visibility at premier events around the state, including several county fairs and, of course, the New York State Fair. Finally, in September and October, the Commission will redouble efforts to promote age verification via a new 18+ campaign in conjunction with new staff training modules and a statewide public service announcement campaign. With respect to underage gambling, the Commission started an effort in 2020 that was derailed by the pandemic-related closing of over half of our retail network. As mentioned, we will commence a new 18+ ID-required retailer-focused campaign to educate clerks, managers, and owners about New York Tax Law Section 1610, which prohibits the sale of lottery products to those under the age of 18. Our approach is multifaceted. We have some general comfort that the video lottery gaming facilities and commercial casinos are financially motivated to ensure underage patrons are kept from their respective facilities. So in large measure, we are presently aimed at educating the lottery retail community on the importance of age verification and are looking to develop best practices to deny youth access to lottery products. To achieve this, we continue to develop mandatory modules to educate each of our 15,000 lottery retail agents to focus awareness on their responsibility and ensure that each understands the important role that they play in interdiction. We expect to finalize this Sell Responsibly initiative in the first quarter of the next fiscal year. At the conclusion of our education period, we anticipate a compliance campaign in the nature of law enforcement's underage sale of alcoholic beverage compliance to ensure and reinforce the importance of taking age verification seriously. With respect to Problem Gambling Awareness Month, each year we embark on an effort to bring attention to the public health organizations, advocacy groups, and gambling operators who make available prevention, treatment, and recovery information and services. We annually produce a Problem Gambling Awareness Month public service campaign and place spots on television and radio stations from Albany to Watertown, from Long Island to Buffalo. Our division of the lottery launches a complimentary Problem Gambling Awareness Month campaign comprised of special messaging on all draw game tickets, customized electronic messages at retail locations, posters placed at 1,000 high-profile retailers statewide, and through social media posts on the lottery's Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter accounts. The Commission's Gaming Division and Horse Racing Division also participates through a Problem Gambling Awareness Month poster initiative, ensuring that each of our licensed facilities are raising awareness through high visibility placement. In 2020, we sought to conduct press conferences at each of the video lottery gaming facilities and commercial casinos within the state to draw attention to the important work and availability of problem gambling resource centers, promoting responsible gaming, and to get the New York State Hope Line number out there. Unfortunately, we were sidelined by the coronavirus, but are hopeful that in 2022 we can restart, complete the circuit, and help drive attention to Problem Gambling Awareness Month throughout the entire state. With regard to public service announcements, the Commission has continued its public advocacy of the issue of problem gambling via multiple public service announcements and various messaging throughout the state. We run a mix of problem gambling and responsible gambling public service announcements year-round, with topics ranging from getting people to break the habit of gifting lottery tickets to minors, to helping New Yorkers separate facts from the myths that surround all types of gaming, and everything in between. This past year, our cornerstone campaign was entitled Keep Your Game Grounded, which was intended to highlight the importance of gaming responsibly during Problem Gaming Awareness Month. The campaign also included television spots, radio spots, and a print campaign. I'd like to play the television spot right now.
Keep your game grounded. Gaming is fun when you remember to play responsibly. Only play with what you can afford. And if you really need the cash, keep it for what matters. To learn more about what it means to play responsibly, visit knowtheodds.org.
We are very appreciative of the 70 television stations and 106 radio stations statewide that run spots free of charge as a public service. And we also appreciate the lottery's media purchasing agency, Universal McCann, who places these spots pro bono. Development costs aside, the messaging alone has significant fair market value. The impression value of the 4 public service announcement campaigns we ran in the last year, Gift Responsibly, Fall into Place, Keep Your Game Grounded, and Fact versus Myth, have an estimated value of $2.1 million. While small, these impressions reduce the need for expenditures by the New York Council on Problem Gambling, or OASIS, freeing funding for other worthy endeavors. Finally, we have a few new items in our world that might affect your world. First, you might have heard that the state legislature included a provision in last year's budget directing the Commission to undertake a competitive process to award licenses enabling the conduct of mobile sports wagering in-state. This process is ongoing, but we expect all determinations and decisions to occur no later than mid-November. Obviously, we will be integrating the mobile sports wagering operations into the statewide voluntary self-exclusion program. And lastly, just this past week, pursuant to Chapter 59 of the laws of 2021, the Commission issued a request for information for the purpose of soliciting interest regarding the 3 unawarded casino gambling licenses authorized by the state constitution. The RFI can be accessed through our website in both the News and Resource tabs. The RFI seeks input from interested and effective parties, who we have defined as prospective bidders for one of the unawarded licenses, or individuals or entities who potentially could be affected by the development of unawarded licenses. While the RFI has a few questions loosely grouped by topic, all parties are encouraged to provide any information they believe the state should consider in a future evaluation process. The deadline for submission of information is December 10th. In conclusion, the Commission recognizes the importance of addressing problem gambling and the work of the New York Council on Problem Gambling and its affiliates. I appreciate the Council for inviting me to speak today, and I thank you for your attention.